DisKingdom Podcast. In this episode, we're going to be sharing our thoughts on the brand new Star Wars The Last Jedi trailer, which kind of kicked off sort of late Monday, Tuesday, shown during a football match. Why do they keep doing this with the stupid football stuff? It's like, it's the wrong audience. But anyway, so the new trailer broke. First off, just looks great. Continues that theme, teasing lots of stuff at us, and obviously kicking in with the tickets going on sale. So I have purchased my tickets are now purchased. So I'm going to be going on the Thursday, the 14th, to go see it. So my dad was rather happy that I said I got us tickets for day one. So there we go. But yeah, this just looks epic.
It absolutely looks epic. It was a great trailer. I do not have my tickets yet. I've already decided I'm not going to go on the Thursday. I'm instead probably going to duck out a little bit early on the Friday and try and catch like a 2:30, 3:30 kind of afternoon showing. I saw, Rogue One and Force Awakens in theaters first Thursday, packed theater filled with tons of people, and I realized I don't actually really enjoy that experience so much. So I'm going to try and go midday Friday with my boss's permission, of course, and try to maybe catch it with fewer people.
Literally, the movie is running like every half an hour. At the two cinemas I was looking at. So it's going to be busy. It's a bit like it's Star Wars. It's Christmas. I want to get in and see it before all the spoilers, and it's like it's Star Wars. It's like it's fine. It's like day one, definitely going to go see. So I'm really excited about this. The trailer itself, there was quite a few aspects of it, which, again, I think they have done the trailer to the point where they're not giving too much away from the story. I think they're trying to mislead us in a direction of like, will Kylo Ren shoot his mum and blow them to bits, and he's tempting a bit. It could even be completely separate, not even connected, but the way they played with it, the way that they kind of teased Kylo and Rey kind of talking, and then him sort of offering his hand to her. It might not even be the same scene, and obviously the stuff going on with Luke, and he just looked so great. He had more lines in that trailer than he had the whole of the first movie.
Well, he just had to say one word and he would have had more lines than the first movie. There's a lot going on in the trailer, but as we remember from Force Awakens and Rogue One, a lot of the stuff we saw in both of those trailers never happened in the movies.
No.
So I'm going to take anything that happens here, including, Kylo potentially blowing up Leia in whatever flagship she's in, or Kylo and Rey teaming up, all that stuff. Take it with a grain of salt. Snoke apparently torturing Rey.
Yeah.
It could be a dream sequence, much like we had with Avengers Age of Ultron. We saw all the dead Avengers, and it turned out, oh no, that's just Tony Stark having a nightmare. So
there's still lots to still. I've seen some memes and stuff going around of a load of people are still expecting Snoke to be Palpatine and the Emperor, and he was can't even the other guy from I've completely lost my train of thought from what he's the guy that taught him in Clone Wars. Can't remember. He was rabbiting on about
Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, that's it. There's still that kind of thing of people kind of thinking that Snoke is still the Emperor, which I'll be honest, I kind of would be cool with. I think that would be a better way of doing it. But then again, why give him a new name?
Yeah, and there is, not that they have to stick to it or anything, but in the Aftermath trilogy of books by Chuck Wendig, it's strongly hinted at that Snoke was actually kind of in contact with Emperor Palpatine, not directly, but through the Force.
Yeah.
Like Palpatine sensed this great dark evil thing out in the Outer Rim, and it was highly implied that was Snoke.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that could be something completely different. It could have originally been the plan that it was Snoke, but now, the movies aren't beholden to the books, so the director could have had a different idea, and it'll turn out later that threat will be the Yuuzhan Vong or something like that, which were bad guys in the original extended universe and no longer exist in the current one. But I don't see Snoke being a character that we're already familiar with. I think I don't think that would really be all that interesting. And as cool as it would be for the Emperor, for it to be that great, like, I am your father, I am actually the Emperor, Emperor Palpatine, whatever. They need new villains. They need the thing that The Force Awakens did really well was establish new villains, new bad guys. They're not just fighting the Empire, even if the First Order is basically the Empire 2.0. You know, you've got Phasma, you've got Hux, you've got Kylo Ren. It's different enough. Yeah. And it needs to continue to be different enough from what we already had to continue pushing the story forward.
It needs to keep moving. I like the thing of where they had the fight between Finn and Phasma, because
that looked awesome.
She definitely was not used enough in the first. Having just read the Phasma novel that came out recently, I'm so into this. She's a badass, and you know she completely was misunderrepresented in that movie. So I'm kind of really hoping that they can boost her up and be this badass stormtrooper kind of warrior that she is, and show that because she was just completely just underused in that first movie. So I'm looking forward to that. There was another thing of going on with Kylo Ren, got this thing on his black stuff on his scar. Though if you're not a wrestling fan, but if anyone that's seen either Bailey or was it Cesaro, they have the shoulder tape, like rock tape or something. It literally just looks like he's got that on his face. It's that was my first thought. There's been a couple of pictures and stuff of people making that comparison. But now this trailer just seems to it hyped everyone up. It definitely delivered it all felt brand new as well.
Yeah, it felt like a new experience. It does not feel like The Empire Strikes Back, which I think a lot of people were afraid of because A New Hope and A Force Awakens got comparisons, not positive comparisons for the most part. And, you know, other than the walkers starting up at the beginning, this feels like a very different movie. And, I'm glad to see space battles back, even if it looks like the focus is going to be on Kylo. Yeah. But that's actually a good thing because we, much like Darth Vader never had that badass scene until Rogue One, we haven't seen space combat on the side of the bad guys, where they're the focus of the fight.
It definitely looks really interesting. Can't wait to do it. I mean, we're only now, just over 2 months away from the movie coming out. I feel like this movie might be the stage where it can step out and allow the characters to flesh out a new story. The trouble with Force Awakens was always a bit tied. They had to make that connection between the two. Whereas this one can start fresh. And, I mean, they still got the little aspects in it, but it's all about going forward with the new characters and how it interconnects. And I'm just interested to see what they do with Luke, because the whole way he was training him up and talking, that just seemed very interesting, and the fact he was scared.
Right, and I actually think they did a good job with that, because it's a nice contrast between what we had of him in actually Empire Strikes Back. I am ready. Tell him I'm ready, Ben, and all that stuff. And now he's like, no, this is so far beyond me right now. I cannot handle this, which is a great progression for the character. Two other things that were kind of on my mind was, first, there's a new character in the series. Her name is Rose, and we still have not seen anything about her except in action figures. So, pop vinyls, action figures. There's also a black version of BB-8, which I guess is Kylo Ren's BB-9E or something like that's his name. Yeah, we don't know anything about him, but we do have pop vinyls and figures and stuff. And we have the Porg merchandise, and also there was an ice fox or something like that, which looked kind of quite cool. That did look cool.
The animals have always been sort of shoved in on the side in special effects. So that looks a little bit interesting. I was going to say that character you mentioned, again, not really seeing too much about it. I think this definitely feels like, it does feel like off the trailer that Finn, Poe, and Rey are all having separate stories, and that looks like the way they're going to go with this one.
Yeah, I agree. They're definitely going to follow different stories, which is fine. They should. The great reunion should be in Episode 9.
Yeah.
When they bring everybody together to fight Snoke or fight Kylo and Snoke or fight Rey if she's fallen to the dark side, anything like that.
Yeah. No, it should be good. And what was your third one?
Sorry, go. Yeah, the final point, there was a little bit of controversy around this, which was silly, actually, which was the director coming out before the trailer released and saying, hey, you guys probably shouldn't actually watch the trailer. And now, of course, the intent behind that was don't get spoiled for the movie, go into the movie fresh.
Yeah.
But, of course, everyone who reported on this, the media and clickbait articles, and we're like, why you shouldn't watch the trailer, and making it sound like, don't watch the trailer because it's going to be an awful, awful thing. And he walked that one back eventually, but you could definitely see Disney kind of shaking their fist at him going, why the heck did you say that?
Yeah, well, there was a little bit of, I remember there was something sort of, in basis, I read it originally as like, yeah, if you don't want to go in with spoilers, don't watch the trailer, which makes sense.
Yeah. That's exactly what.
And that's how it kind of come across. But of course, the media tried twisting it, and it backfired because, I read quite a few things going, "Whoa, you guys, you went off you took it off on a story in the wrong direction," and it wasn't like that because there was no spoilers, there wasn't anything in there to kind of do it, and yeah, they made a mountain out of a molehill, and yeah, it did seem. But then that's what's happening now anyway.
Yeah, it's all about clickbait. It's all about those sensationalized headlines. And anybody who actually bothered to read what Mr. Johnson said would know. Yeah, he was saying don't watch it because you should go in fresh.
Yeah.
It's so easy to misconstrue what he said and twist it around.
Yeah, especially in just a tweet or something. But we'd love to know what you guys think of the Star Wars Last Jedi trailer. Let us know in the comments below, on social media, and also on our DisKingdom Lounge Facebook group as well. Be sure to join up with that one. James, where can they find you?
You can find me at heroiclegacy.com.
And on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching or listening, and we shall see you guys soon.
Later. Let us know what you thought of the Jar Jar cameo.
Yeah, that was cool. And then you got that little, that new meme with that everyone is using with this guy looking at another girl between Paul's and Jar Jar's. But anyway, guys, love to know your thoughts on them. Laters.